There's definitely certain things that you want to make sure that you get done in Raid, and one of those is making a solid clan boss team. For today's video, I'm going to go ahead and start actually building my Wixwell because he will be a key part of that team. Hey you guys, it's Cece. Welcome back to my channel. I was super excited to actually pull Wixwell, but I haven't actually been able to get him built because I didn't really have the gear for him. And to be honest, I probably still don't really have the gear. However, I do think at least getting him started is going to be helpful in Clan Boss, and I could already start using him, so I might as well see what I can do to get him built. I am one potion short. We're gonna go in the potion mixer and mix it because we want to be able to ascend him, because as I said, I do want to be able to actually start building him, and I will also get him to 60 soon. But the question is, do I have stuff for him? Oh, I do actually have books, so I do think it makes sense to book him. Do you guys think so? Should I? Yes, no, yay, nay? Comment down below, let me know. For now though, let's at least go in, take a look at gear, and maybe use that as our starting point and go from there. So with Wixwell, of course, one of the places that he shines is Clan Boss. That is 100%. You can build a great team for Ultra Nightmare, and as I said, that is kind of the goal. As a reminder, let you know what he actually does and why he would be so good there. So his first skill attacks an enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 40% chance of placing a provoke debuff for a turn. If they're a boss, the chance increases to 80. Second skill attacks all enemies with a 75% chance of placing a 50% decrease attack debuff for 2 turns and increases the duration of all allied buffs by a turn, which is huge. Then increases the value of all shields on all allies. The value of each shield is increased proportional to the number of buffs which had their duration increased. Third skill now places 2 intercept stacks on a target ally. Also places 60% in defense buff and a shield buff on all allies for 2 turns. The value of the shield is proportional to this champion's defense, so I do want to make sure I have some defense on him as well. Now he does have a good passive. At the start of each round, places a counterattack buff on this champ for a turn, which cannot be removed. At the end of the champ's turn, places a counterattack buff. So the fact we have counterattack is really nice because it works in with the other skills there. Now, Aura is ally defense in all battles by 28%. However, not something we're necessarily going to be worrying about. But you know what I just remembered as I'm reading his skills, actually? The fact that I was able to pick up a stone for him in the Soul Merchant. So let's actually go ahead and awaken him, and at least we can put a blessing on him. Now, I'm not actually sure which blessing to use, so this is where you guys will come in handy. Sound off on what I should actually be using for him. But yes, I can also put a blessing on him. So glad I remembered picking that up, but I guess I forgot to actually go ahead and put it on him. So that's perfect there. Now, the next part is actually figuring out the gear, what I've got, and what's going to actually make sense for this champ. So in terms of stats and what we want to prioritize, we're going to want speed, we're going to want some accuracy, defense percent, and HP percent, of course. So ideally for this one, I always say stats over sets, but I do try to make sets work if possible. And you guys did have some suggestions. So one of you actually suggested regeneration onto Wixwell. Not actually sure what I've got in regeneration, so I have some stuff I could work with. Now this is going to heal every turn. I could see why that is something that would be helpful and beneficial for him. So for a 4-set regen is definitely an option. You guys also potentially suggested some relentless, impulse, perception, speed, or accuracy for the 2 sets. So I think regen is a great place to start, but the only problem is I don't have speed boots, and that I kind of thought. So next I'll go into the chest plate. I have 1 chest plate, so if I'm out for boots, I'm out for chest plate. Hopefully something in the gauntlet will crit, right? Oh, I have HP here. Crit damage, I mean, potential. Now, I will say with this build, if I was building my full Ultra Nightmare team, there's going to be certain champions, there's going to be tuning, all of that needs to happen. I want to make note that I'm not doing that at this moment. I'm not at that level. I just want to be able to start using him. So this gear will probably change at some point, but at least I want to get him started, you know? Throw him in my clan boss team as is, because regardless, he will be beneficial in there. So I think for now, that's just it's gonna have to do unless I don't do regen, which is also an option. So we will go into these shields next, and so far nothing really has defense, so I might have to actually go defense for that chest plate, honest. This is good. It's got accuracy, we got some speed, that's potential in there. So I'm looking for some accuracy, looking for some speed, looking for some HP. 12. Ooh, maybe not bad. What do I have on him? 21, 20. 5 and 14, a little more speedy. You know what? We're gonna put this on instead for now onto him. Next, we'll go into the helmets and see kind of what I've got going on in here. Now, it's not necessarily all going to be about speed, but oh, some of this gear really can be improved. I need to just get in these dungeons and just farm them as much as is humanly possible. Okay, and last up is going to be the shield. So we'll see what I can do with this one. I didn't really get much defense. It just hasn't worked with the stats to actually go together here. Bring this to 8. Hopefully it avoids that flat. Okay, that's actually what I wanted, was either accuracy or HP. We'll bring it to 12. Fingers crossed. Not the worst. We can work with that for now. Okay, so that is going to be essentially my 4 set. So for my 2 set, we need some speed boots. So let's go into speed and just see maybe what we've got. I think this may be where we retaliation on retaliation. I mean, that's got potential if I wanted to actually go for that. Otherwise, I think it might just be whatever broken set that I do have going on. I could just do a defense set. This is also an option to get more defense and bump it up. However, I was really hoping for really perception or something else, but we got some decent accuracy. So, I mean, oh, these aren't great either. You know what? We'll bring this one just straight to 12 and see. 10% defense. Kind of go between these two here. This is also potential. We really do want to bump up the defense. I think this will kind of depend on the chest plate we got going on. So if I go back into retaliation, we do have a defense plate. So maybe we do this. I mean, the counterattack, not ideal. I'll be honest, it's not ideal. However, I think in this scenario, I might be able to actually kind of make it work. Definitely some decent accuracy, getting some decent HP in there as well. So I think for now, I might actually just go with this and play around with it until I can get some more, I guess, gear that actually makes sense, and until it is time to really build out my clan boss team. I did go through my accessories as well, and I kind of made up for some of what I was lacking on some of the stats. So I'm actually pretty happy with the way that right now I currently have him built. So I did end up putting him on the regeneration and the retaliation. I don't know if this is a build I'm going to keep as I kind of really continue on, add him into my team and get everybody else built around him. Things will probably change, but you guys, I finally have got him somewhat built. I'm gonna get him to 60 next, throw him into my clan boss team, and then the next step is going to be building that Ultra Nightmare team. If you download Raid Shadow Legends using my link, I'm actually gonna start you off with the free legendary champion on day 1, and then at level 10, level 20, and level 30, you'll get yourself an epic. That is 4 amazing champions that you can get just by downloading using my link. I am really excited to just finally get this Ultra Nightmare team going and get it to a point that it's going to be super successful and it's working and all of that. So be sure you guys subscribe so you're able to see when I do make that happen. And thank you guys for all of your advice on how I should actually go ahead and gear this champion up. But I need to know, comment down below, what blessing should I put on Wixwell? I'll see you guys next time. Bye!